Lower 2 stories, the events are all out of order. Get a sheet of paper. So this is what? Sexual education or just reproductive system? Okay. Okay. Early morning of September 1st, 1939, Essa Glotz stares out the window of the train as it travels from Vienna back to our home village in Wayland in Poland. As the train rumbles along, the sun rises over the countryside. She can only think of her dear Borislav, the boy. What? Okay. Dear Borislav. Okay. The boy she is engaged to wed. Meanwhile, deep within her guts, an ovum starts to develop. As this train approaches its destination, her heart races. The lining of the uterus is getting thick and soft. Okay, so she created a full-on story just to go around this. As Essa steps off the train, her eyes dart quickly across the gathered crowd. Then there, her dear Boris, still in his baker's smock. He must have dropped his early morning duties at his father's shop to come meet her. His heart skips a beat. The ovary releases the ovum. It travels through the fallopian tube. Over the wheezing of steam engines, a deep hum grows. It's coming from the sky. Dark shadows pass over the station. The whistling sound. Essa and her thoughts, only a second faster than the bombs. And they salted. Oh, wow. Wow, that's fucked. Huh. I mean, that was a little bit much. That was a little bit much, I would say. But I mean, I think she might have a future in writing if you give her the chance. Oh, there is a crouch. Whatever. There we go. Vishka. Are there any better light sources? Vishka vodka. Viksa vodka. Yes. Put that back. This is the father's bar, it seems. The accidental pariah, huh? A message from our future saved the president's life once, but within the next 24 hours there will be another attempt, and the lines of communications are down. Cool. Trying to inform you that unfortunately Mercury Books will be unable to publish their follow-up to The Accidental Pariah. Despite its low sales on the low sales of The Accidental Savior, we went ahead with the publication of the second books in hope that the John Russell series catching on. However, sales of the second book have in fact been lower than those of the first, and so our stewardship of the series must end here. It has been a pleasure working as your publisher, and we wish you and John Russell the best in your future endeavors. I'm assuming... things aren't going too well for the father in his line of work. Ah, here we go. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. Please give this to your mother. Janice, thank you for having Danny over to your new home. He has missed having his friend Samantha in the neighborhood very much. Danny asked if he could lend Samantha his Nintendo Street Fighting tape, and I gave my permission. He needs to spend less time with those games anyway, no hurry returning it. Let Samantha know that she is welcome back at our house to visit any time. Mary shoots.
When you live in one place your whole life, your next door neighbor is kind of like your default friend.
That's true.
And Daniel only got weirder over the years. So moving away has been a good excuse to, like, not see him anymore. But he did always have the good Nintendo games.
Huh.
Maybe I'll give him a call.
Well, you see, the default friends thing would be true, but what if there are no kids that live next to you? That's what I grew up with. Yeah, that's what I grew up with. No friends that lived near me. Okay. Whoop. More coupons. Please tell Mom and Dad sorry about the stuff that's missing, Sam. Doesn't look like anything important. What about you? Hi, Lonnie. So if you wanted to come over to my house still this afternoon, that would be cool. I can drive. It's kind of far, but I can drive you home too, so that's fine. Right back and leave this in my locker if you still want, and we can meet in the parking lot after 6. Huh.
So you know what they say about the best laid plans of mice and men? Yeah, turns out it applies to Street Fighter too. At least I worked up the courage to walk into the 7-Eleven and ask for a turn, but all that practice at home did not exactly translate in the wild. So after I was finished getting my butt kicked, I followed them outside while they smoked. And that was when she asked me if I was that psycho house girl. But then she said she's always really wanted to see the psycho house. Her name is Lonnie. She's coming over tomorrow.
Lonnie DeSoto, maybe? Did I go in here? No. I don't like that. That's very ominous. That's giving me bad vibes. Oh, electrical inspection. Unclear. Wiring in-house is technically up to safety and amperage requirements. However, multiple layers of wiring have been added into... Okay, stop that. I'll just read it like this. However, multiple layers of wiring have been added into the structure over the last 100 years. System is frequently unpredictable. Lights blink out for no clear reason. Pressure on floorboards and door frames disrupt circuits. Wired directly behind the surface. properly reworking the electrical system would be highly destructive to the walls, floor, and fixtures of the structure. After discussion with the Greenbrier, there are no current safety concerns. These issues will not be addressed. Okay. We'll look at that in a second. The killing of JFK. You've seen the movie Discover the Truth. Okay. Is that alcohol? I get the I'm getting the vibe that okay, that wasn't a combo. I see. It's worth a shot. MSRP $999.99. Remote with backlight, double-sided, play, headphone out, display on off. Interesting. Mastery is not a question of specialization, but sureness of purpose and dedication to craft. If you happen to be in the market for a combination LD, which is Laserdisc, CD, compact disc player, you'll be glad to know that Pioneer seems to share this particular. Empty, okay. John Russell opened his eyes and saw them, the stars, twinkling as if they were laying on the grass in his family's yard in Massachusetts. Even though that place was a million miles away, no, he blinked the sleep from his eyes, looking through the carbon-reinforced safety glass of the space station Archimedes. Yes, he was a long way from home, but the future needed him. No, that doesn't sound too bad. But, we already know that his book did not sell. "90210, does anybody still care?" Holy shit, that's an old-ass show. So his library, what is this, open folder? David asked me to write you regarding the reviews you've been submitting the last few months. Frankly, they're becoming more trouble than they're worth. From an editing standpoint, there's a word limit. It's your job to stay under it, not mine to cut back to it. Even then, it's becoming harder and harder to weed out the tangents and non sequiturs from the usable copy without heavy rewrites. The readers of Home Theater Aficionado want to hear about the quality and value of the hardware, not the ruminations on your childhood. Okay, David's known you for a long time, and he's the boss. So I'm giving you one more shot on his say-so. You should write him a nice thank you note. Interesting. 0451. Original copies and a typed copy for your records. The notarized copy has been filed in our office. Thank you for entrusting our firm with this important matter. I hereby declare this my last will and testament. I declare that I am okay, yeah. I declare I have no outstanding debts to my name. I do hereby bequeath every item to Terrace L. Ellis County in the event that said should predecease me or die before. Then and in such event, the bequest to him shall fall, and the same is bequeathed to his children, as ordered by age, incompetence, as stewards of the estate. I subscribe my name to this will this 13th day of August, 1973, at the officers of Boone County Registrar. Blah, blah, blah. Possessing full competence of mind and memory. Do hereby declare that this... Okay, I declare that I am la. As well as... Okay. Oh, okay. I'm going to turn that off. As much as I like it, I'm going to turn it off. I don't want it... Well, I mean, there's not really anything in there that really helped me from what I saw. That just told me that the place went over to what's-his-face's Terrence. This is a nice home, though, from what I've seen of it so far. A stranger under my roof. And then there's that. Something tells me things didn't go quite well between the husband and the wife, or the mother-father, however you want to put it. I'll leave that open, it doesn't matter. Yeah, is there anything else in this? Are newly married to a wonderful young woman. I've had more than a little time during my long days and nights at the house on Arbor Hill to consider my past and my family, and my thoughts have often lingered on your development and welfare in the 10 years since we last met. Your marriage gives me much reassurance in this regard. I wish you and your new bride many happy years. You're always welcome on Arbor Hill, though I will understand, of course, if you feel you cannot accept this invitation. So this is from the uncle. I was not expecting there to be a secret compartment. Okay, so I haven't been upstairs yet, but I've been to all the rooms on the floor that I'm on. Okay, so one goes to the basement and one goes to a room that or an area I don't know. Okay. All right. Read newspaper clipping. Plumes of smoke will rise above the northeastern region of Boone County over the better part of the next week. Blah, 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 blah. As part of the Forestry Service run controlled burn of overgrown sections of the Flintlock National Forestry crews have been preparing the area for months. The burn operation will take place between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and possibly into Thursday, depending on the speed of progress, according to the Forestry Service. In addition to removing dead and overgrown vegetation that can lead to wildfires in the drier months, the operation will serve as a valuable training tool for the forestry and firefighting personnel involved, said senior conservationist Janice Greenbrier. Okay, there we go. Don't add letters to the words. That doesn't help anything. Wait, is this a hallway? Oh shit, it is a hallway. It's a fire alarm. Oh, that must be Sam's room. Oh, I figured... Interesting. Interesting. It doesn't count until you're here. Batmobile by Potty Mouth. Love Thing. Stab. Cherry Bomb. Throwaway. Product. I have Polaroid Baby. Panic. Bitch Theme. Richard. Cool Schmool. Kiss and Ride. No You Don't. Queenie. You're gonna like this. Shit. You're gonna like this one.
It's weird hanging out with girls. Daniel was around ever since I was little, and other girls? I don't know. But being around Lonnie is like instantly just right. I gave her the grand Psycho House tour and took my revenge on Super Nintendo. And it was like, I don't know, I finally found someone I feel normal around. I drove her home and she gave me this tape and said, "You have got to listen to this." I haven't stopped playing it since.
Not that bad. Independent, fully functional human being. The fact that you still forbid me from going into the city on my own is frankly absurd. Compared with Katie, who is only 3 years older than me, and as yet you allowed her to go all the way across the ocean to another continent on her own. I just want to spend one evening in a normal, totally safe city on my own like a human being. And since you may also remember that I have my own car, you can't really stop me. Warmest regards, your daughter Samantha. Hey, you know what? Go for it, girl, you know? Oh! Does she have a basketball? Fireball, hold, punch, kick, lightning kick. 4 kicks in a row, helicopter kick, down, hold, up. plus kick. Oh, Chun-Li! Oh my god. Super Spitfire. Oh, oh, no, 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 no. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. Journey of Crystal. That's a really good cover. Man, I'd be surprised if... May 7th, Tacoma Fairgrounds. Julia Hatfield, Black Francis, Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Buffalo Tom, Black, The Dandy Warhols, Offspring. Oh, wow. Social Distortion, Lisa Loeb. Aw. Got your number. Old board games, huh? Captain Allegra, still in her flowing skirt and sturdy jerkin, descended the single shining thread into the lower cavern of the labyrinth. She and the first mate on her own now grew closer to their goal, the throne room of the dead immortal king of the island. The first mate slid down the line onto the floor. She swept chalky bone dust from the front of her canvas trousers and looked up to Allegra. The silken thread, nigh unbreakable thanks to the enchanted moths that inhabited the island, trailed behind, leading their way back to the entrance. From further into the labyrinth, a moaning began to echo. The moaning grew louder and clearer, the king's cursed voice. The hairs on Captain Allegra's arms stood on end. She looked back at the first mate, whose eyes remained locked on the blackness of the passage for a moment too long before noticing the captain's gaze. The first mate nodded silently ahead. Okay. Oh. There we go. The great basin of the king's throne room lay below. Skeletal and rotten robes. The king was hunched over a blue orb topped his royal scepter. Okay. As he sang, wailing souls flowed in one by one through the cracks in the cave walls, pulled into the orb, causing it to glow brighter and brighter. Behind the king, a long staircase hewn from rock led down into the chamber from a passage to the top. From a passage at the top. Allegra said, "We have the advantage in numbers. I will draw his attention, and then you." But the first mate interrupted. "No, I'm smaller and quicker, and you know of dealing with mystic energies like these. I will circle to the other side, get the king's attention, and lead him on a merry chase." She held up its silk line. "All traced by this invincible thread, of course." Allegra said, "It is a good plan, but perhaps we should go together." The first mate shook her head. "You know, this is the best chance. Don't be afraid for me." Oh, a love story between the first mate and the captain, huh? They grasped hands and exchanged 3 tight squeezes, their palms growing warm. The first mate tied the shining thread to the belt of her trousers, gave a quick salute and wink, and dashed off. Allegra waited, staring vigilantly across at the top of the stairs where the first mate was to appear. The king continued. "Wait, no." No, the singing stopped. The king turned and began walking up the stairs. Allegra wanted to call out to do anything to stop the first mate from running headfirst into danger. The king was nearly at the top of the stairs when the first mate burst through the passageway, skidded to a stop, then turned and ran. The king chasing after with a distressing speed. Oh. Interesting. From some